Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the pre-match press conference ahead of our game against FC Dallas. We have head coach Nick Cushing. If you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand. We'll get started with John Lupo.
Nick, FC Dallas has two of the best players in the league in Pereira and Areola. Do you look to direct? I know you want to obviously contain all of the players, but do you key your defensive game plan around them? Do you game plan more for the players that would be, serving them what they need to score? How do you go about trying to contain those two?
I think on the training pitch, it's about us and about how we defend certain situations because, we come up against really strong players week in, week out. So, of course, FC Dallas have really good attacking players, but it's no different when you're playing New England or Atlanta or Cincinnati. We know we're going to be putting under pressure by these really good players. I think in the video room, there is opportunity to show individuals and to show our players maybe the personal traits that the players that we're coming up against. But, these situations are coming week in, week out. So it's about ourselves and about how we become, a harder team to score against.
Michael and Jared.
Nick, I'll try to keep from referencing Ronnie Dyla now that we're 6 games through in your tenure, but I do want to get your thoughts on a quote that he made famous when he said he'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0. What's your approach to coaching relative to? Are you more offensively minded, or are you? Would you focus on the defense and then get the goals when you need them?
I think you have to have an awareness of both sides of the game. Of course, I'm a coach that wants to attack the games because it's the nature of our philosophy here. It's the nature of our methodology is, we want the ball. We want to have the possession of the ball and we want to make sure that we create chances. So that in itself makes us an attacking team and makes me an attacking coach. But, the game is easier to win if you don't concede goals. So we have an awareness of both sides of the game, in possession and out of possession. And, I think for me, whether 5-4 or 1-0, I think for me the 5 is the most important part. We want to create chances. We want to score goals. And, the more chances we create, the more goals we score, the more exciting we are for our fans.
Christian Henich.
Hi, Coach. Just to ask you about some sort of breaking news of sorts. You've got 3 players called up for All-Star in Sean Johnson, Alex Kynes, Tati Castellanos. Can I just get your initial thoughts on their selections and what you feel about it?
I don't think it surprises me that we have players selected, and those 3 individuals, they are really, really good football players and they've been in really good form this season. And I think it's a good, for them, it's a pat on the back for the good football that they've played this year, and we're really pleased for them. We support them going and playing in the All-Star game because, like I say, it's really good recognition for the form that they've been in this year and the performances that they've put in for us.
John Lupo. John, you have another one?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry about that. Nick, Gabby Pereira obviously scored a goal against New England and had a very strong game. Do you think with the fact that you had 3 games, including the one just played against New England, in the space of a week, should we expect to see him in the starting lineup in one of these next 2 games?
Listen, I've said before, I think, the depth of our squad and the depth of our roster is a testament to the great work that we've done here in putting this squad together. There is really, really, really good competition in the front half of the field for us, whether it's, Thiago Andrade, Telles Magno, Santi Rodriguez, Gabriel Pereira, Tati Castellano, Heber, all of those guys are pushing me really hard to get on the pitch. And, I believe in all of them. And there's moments, and there will be moments when those guys will start games, or where those guys will come into games, or where those guys are rested. And, he was the guy that we called upon when Maxi got injured. And, it doesn't surprise me that he put in a performance that helped us go in and win the game. And he's been really consistent when he's came in. He's created and scored goals. And, for him to go in, I would put him in tomorrow and he will put in a performance. I really believe in him.
Michael? You have another one?
Yeah, Nick, you've talked about how difficult it is to work on things with so many games. There's not a lot of time you can spend on the training pitch. Justin Hack said in an interview last week with Glenn Crooks that one of the things that was helpful to him as an academy player was spending time with the first team on the training pitch. I'm curious because I haven't been up there in a while. Have you been calling up NYCFC2 players or younger players just to get them exposure? And is that something that you can focus on given the limited number of time you have to train the first team?
Yeah, we have consistent conversations with MLS2, whether it be about their performances, about individual performances, about bringing players in to supplement our training, about bringing guys in to get experience with the first team. I think that's something that we do really well here. And, for us, it's a real benefit having an MLS2 team because we have fantastic depth in our first team squad. And now we have a second team where we can bring those guys up. They can push our team, that we can have a look at those guys. And then we get the situations like with Justin where we can throw him into a game and he's ready. So yeah, the MLS2 guys are consistently coming in and training with us. And, even when they're not training with us, I will go and watch them train and see how they're doing and have consistent conversations with Matt, the coach.
Christian?
Hi, Coach. I know away games are always difficult with the travel aspect in MLS. Is there a particular challenge that Dallas offer that you're kind of relishing with this team?
It's very hot here. It's actually the first time I've been here in MLS. I've never done Texas, so I've had to lean on the experience that I have in my staff, Mehdi Bellucci and Rob Vartugi, and they have real good experience in the league, and they've gave me a good insight into playing games here. But I think also Dallas are a really good football team. They play really good football. They want to have possession of the ball. They're very similar to ourselves. So I think it'll be a really good football game, and we'll have to be at the top of our game to make sure that one, we can have the ball, and two, we can take the game to Dallas and create some chances.
Anyone else? Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.